Nikke, Goddess of Victory, a game developed by ShiftUp and funded by the Chinese multinational conglomerate Tencent. Nikke is a gacha game with many menus that house all the features that the game has to offer, some of which are slowly being refined over time as the game's popularity continues to grow, with the support of us players and the love given by its developers. This video will be a guide about the oddities of the game's menus, as well as some fun extra information sprinkled throughout. Hopefully this will help you streamline your dailies with some shortcuts, or just be something interesting to watch about something that isn't interesting in and of itself. So come along with me as I take you through the quirks and features of the menus of Nikke, Goddess of Victory. Nikke has many different menus that hold many different things for us to do. The Outpost, the Arc, the Nikkepedia, and the main menu itself. From the cash shop to recruitments, there are a plethora of things to occupy our time. So without further ado, let's get right on into it. The Notice tab has a bell icon that you can press to access it, or you can press the sub-menu and go to Notices from there, which is kind of silly and redundant, but it makes sense because the Notice icon is removed from all other menus in the game, except that totally doesn't make sense because it does not need to be removed at all. Anytime you are possibly going to make a real-world transaction, you are given a legal disclaimer and a quick link to the end-user license agreement, in the recruit menu, the cash shop, or in any of the passes. The blah blah application on the main menu shows your device's current time in the 24-hour clock. Clicking on the plus next to your gems in the top of the screen will take you to the gem store. To access the game's customer support, you can go to the sub-menu, then Account, and then Customer Service Center. Or you can go to the cash shop and press the little icon in the top left corner. In the arcade, you can select games by tapping or clicking on them directly, or you can make full use of the buttons on the console. The arrow keys move your highlight, Start starts the highlighted game, and the power button closes the menu. On PC, you can use the WASD keys or the arrow keys to navigate, and press Enter on your keyboard to select and start your highlighted game. Solo Raid gets a dedicated main menu icon in the upper left corner, but Co-op does not. Also, when Co-op is over, the banner does not get removed for several days, which is stupid. In the main menu, you can choose to turn off the lobby background filling out the whole screen. Thinking about it now, I have no idea why this is even a thing. You can change all combat control key bindings for the PC version of the game in the sub-menu. In the ordinary recruit menu, the probability info and wishlist are overlapping the bonus recruit option, on desktop but not on mobile. When recruiting, you can swipe downwards or skip the recruitment animation entirely. Any place that has a unique currency usually has a shortcut to the shop where you can spend said currency. Rather recently, the event login bonus changed from being a pop-up overlaying the main menu to being an entirely new menu that you have to back out of. Growing your bonds with your Nikkes is important. As such, there are several ways to get to the Advise menu. Obviously, you can go to the Outpost and then Advises, or you can click Go in the daily quests. But you can go directly to the Advise menu of a specific Nikke by clicking on them in the Outpost. Pressing here lets you go directly to the command center. Another way is in the Nikke menu. Click on the Affection Rank button and you will be one-on-one in the commander's room with said Nikke. One thing to note is that once you enter the command center through either of these two methods, you can just hit back and finish advising whoever else you need. Backing out one more time when going to the advises through the Nikke menu will bring you back to the Nikke menu and not the command center or the outpost. The commander doll is one of the best additions to the game. However, cleaning them is absolutely one of the most pointless time wasters they actually thought was a good idea. The liberation system can be accessed from the elevator in the outpost or in the upper left corner of the Nikke menu. While liberating Nihilister, you can squish the core of the device while you're in the process of liberation. It cannot be squished once you have liberated her, however. The archive and the side story buttons in the main menu go away after you clear any new notifications, which is stupid. To access the archives and side story menus, go to the outpost, then the command center. The side story is right there, but for the archives, we gotta go a bit deeper into the recollection menu and to the right of the brief encounter tab. You can sort and view costumes and favorite items in the Nikkepedia, sorting by which skins you own or don't own, even letting you purchase them if they are available in the shop. The end user license agreement is there as well. You can also view Nikkes of past collabs and the ones you don't own yet in the Nikkepedia, standing, combat, and chibi forms, as well as the costumes that they have. In the squad menu, autofill will always add at least one burst 1 or burst 2, no matter if their power is lower, but it does not take into account the burst cooldown durations however. In the inventory, the consoles are in the consume menu, not the materials menu, which makes no sense since they cannot be activated there, like everything else in the consume menu, but they are used in other areas, like everything in the material menu is. Infrastructure Core Stage 11 lets you have one free shop reset, don't forget to use it every day. It's funny how two neglected features of the Outpost are on either side of the menu array. In the Outpost, instead of clicking on each building for a brief encounter, you can click on the menu in the upper left corner for a list. Only one encounter per building is shown, however, and more will be revealed after one is cleared in each building. There is a single rock that changes location based on the screen's aspect ratio in the Arc menu, as it is a layer that is bound to the edge of the screen rather than a part of the image itself. You can drag up and down through the Tribe Tower levels. In SP Arena, you can drag your teams around to change which round they fight in. Indivilia's fight in Anomaly Interception has different music than it did during the last Kingdom event. For Phase 1, Headless Angel is replaced with an instrumental version of Absolute Maker instead. The Harvester is so fucking cool that they had to throw him up there where he belongs with the top dogs like Kraken, Mirror Container, and Ultra in Anomaly Interception. The simulation room was, in lore, created by Ingrid for all manufacturers to use in combat training of their Nikkes. In solo raid, you can double up on your quick battle after you clear it once, but in Anomaly Interception you cannot. In the campaign level map, you can click on the minimap to make it larger, or you can minimize it entirely. In the campaign level selection, you can see which levels still have standard mobs as well as extra stages. And that is most of the quirks and features in the various menus of Nikke. From shortcuts to stuff that makes no sense, this game was designed by humans, and humans make interesting choices. Are there any oddities or shortcuts that you know that I missed? I tried to find as many as I could, but I definitely missed a few. Please let me know, and others, down in the comments below. I'm Gnungagap III, and I will see you again later.